I'm Milton Moore. I'm a Monroe native. I'm a retired judge and a longtime attender of the 4th of July parade. The first one was in 1985. A couple that had lived here in Monroe but had moved to Dallas had relocated here. And the idea was, which was they kind of imported from Dallas, was to have a little neighborhood parade. The wife of the couple is Ron and Mary Jo Robertson, was a talented artist, and she painted a sign that was affixed to this backstop at the south end of the park, where the triangle is. The sign was to invite people to come to the 4th of July parade. People brought their children, their grandchildren, and would dress up in costumes, and my late wife made costumes and capes, hats for our two boys who are now in their mid-40s, and people brought out all manner of patriotic themed attire, hats, American flag, neckties, and it was just a real fun experience. Originally it was like no motorized conveyances of any kind. It was, people pulling wagons or bicycles, or tricycles, or walkers. A well-known community figure, Fred Hunefeld, no longer with us, lived down the street from the Triangle Park, and he knew folks that would want to be involved in it. He knew someone who could play the trumpet, Roger Beale, who would play the trumpet for the national anthem, and someone would come and sing the national anthem after that, and do the Pledge of Allegiance. And it really just exploded in popularity, and it became a generational thing. Dr. Russ Greer, a remarkable man who passed away within the last couple of years, was the president of our Rotary Club, and he took it as a mission to do something to celebrate the 4th of July, Rotary's involvement in it, and that park. And on the opposite corner from where the first sign was, there is a plaza, and members of the Rotary Club donated money for bricks and the benches there, and he was a real visionary for that.
My name is Leah Sumrall. I'm a Monroe native. I am a practicing attorney, and I am a member of Rotary, and I'm the current organizer of the 4th of July parade for Rotary. I started organizing it about 10 years ago now. Fred Hunefeld had taken that role for many years and finally decided it was time for him to retire and pass that torch on. So as a longtime attendee of the parade, I said, sure, why not? And every year I try to add something a little new or different. We started doing face painting for the kids, and I'll get local groups to help with that, like the Interact Club, which is the high school version of Rotary, or the Neville cheerleaders will help. We'll have the big Connect 4 out there, and the big outdoor Jenga, and the ladder toss. And every year I try to come up with something new like that to bring out there. I can't tell you what's going to be new for this year, but there'll be something. We'll have the watermelon. We also have people that bring water, snow cones, lemonade, popcorn. Some of the civic organizations will also have little activities for them to do, the kids to do, color sheets or little goodie bags for them to take. I still consider it a small town event, even though there's probably a good 1,500 to 1,800 people that show up. It still has the small hometown vibes, though. We have the pickup truck that everyone gets in the back of to do the invocation and the Pledge of Allegiance and sing. Firemen come out, and they usually have little fire hats or coloring books or something for the kids. Acadian Ambulance has recently brought they bring an ambulance, and recently, the past few years, they've brought their emergency medical services bus. The sheriff has always been real involved. They bring snow cones, and now the past few years they'll drive the Bearcat from the rifle range. It makes me feel happy to see everybody out there running around and having a good time, and with their bikes and scooters decorated, their face painted, and their outfits. Even adults, they dress up, and it's just a really fun all-together morning. I grew up across the street from the park, so the first time it started, I was 10 or 11. I was a little too cool to go to it at that age, but had I started earlier, I'm sure I would have been going at 10 or 11. And The first time I really appreciated the parade was in 2006. My daughter was 2 weeks old and I couldn't wait to take her to the parade. My son was born in 2010. He was about a month old, his first visit to the parade. So they grew up with it. I joined Rotary in 2011. So then I really got more involved at the parade. It's fun seeing the connections with everybody, and I'll have friends who come in town and bring their kids to it, so it's a fun time for everybody. As long as I can remember, we've always had watermelon there, and there was a group of individuals. They were called MASS, it's Monroe Advocates for Safe Streets. As long as I can remember, they've always dealt with, cutting the watermelons and handing it out. Miles Luke was big supporter of Rotary, and he was a big supporter of that, of MASS. And J.J. Dixon, who's still here with us, and he was a big supporter of that. Craig Lott helps currently with that group.
It's been just a real focal point for the entire region to come together. Always keeping in mind the importance of the 4th of July in our history.